He added that the deal was reached at a NATO summit last month. "We sent weapons to NATO, and NATO is going to reimburse the full cost of those weapons," Trump said. It was unclear whether Trump was referring to an idea that has recently been floated of some NATO members potentially buying US-made weapons on behalf of Ukraine so the United States does not have to shoulder the cost. Trump restarted the shipment of US weapons to Ukraine this week after the Defense Department this month held up a scheduled shipment of weapons to the country at war with Russia. The pause, ordered by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, appeared to catch many in the Trump administration, including State Department officials, by surprise. Asked Thursday about that weapons pause, Trump said, "I don't know anything about it." He added that Hegseth is doing a great job. Trump has publicly expressed his disapproval of Russian President Vladimir Putin. On Wednesday, Russia unleashed a deadly strike and missile attack on Kyiv, appearing defiant against Trump's warnings. Senator Lindsey Graham, RSC, has for months been pushing GOP leaders, including Trump, to move on a bill he introduced that would impose new sanctions on Russia. In recent days, Graham signaled that the bill now has support from both Trump and Senate Majority Leader John Thune, RSD. Trump said Thursday that he expected the Senate to pass the sanctions measure. "It's a bill that the Senate is passing that very respectfully lets the president do whatever he wants, as you know," he said. "In other words, it's at my option if I want to use it. They're going to pass a very major and very biting sanctions bill, but it's up to the president as to whether or not he wants to exercise it," he added. Trump also spoke about whether he plans to travel across the country in the wake of congressional Republicans passing a massive domestic policy package, dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, saying he will travel a little bit. "But honestly, it's been received so well I don't think I have to," he added. Trump signed the bill into law on Independence Day after months of negotiations among the president, congressional GOP leaders and rank-and-file Republican lawmakers. The day the House passed the final version of the bill, sending it to Trump's desk, he touted its passage at a rally in Des Moines, Iowa, that was billed as a kickoff to the celebration of the United States' 250th birthday next year. The law extends the tax cuts passed and signed by Trump during his first term, in 2017. And imposes new temporary tax cuts on tips and overtime pay. It also provides hundreds of billions of dollars in new spending for border security and the military while imposing steep cuts to Medicaid, federal nutrition assistance programs and clean energy funding. Democrats, who are looking to flip the House and the Senate back to their control during the 2026 midterm elections, have already seized on GOP lawmakers' votes for the bill in battleground states and districts. Trump dismissed concerns Thursday that Democrats could sway voters in their favor by highlighting the package's cuts to Medicaid and other programs in the social safety net. "They said that about 2024, too," he said. "They've lost their minds, and they've lost their way." Democratic National Committee Chair Ken Martin appeared on local and national news programs across the country this week, telling voters that their Republican representatives betrayed them by voting for the bill. "This is, as I call it, the big, beautiful betrayal. All Republicans, every single one of them, put their oath to Donald Trump ahead of the oath to their constituents that they were elected by," Martin told PBS NewsHour on Wednesday.